Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Anime Over Analyst here, and today I am going to go over Black Clover Opening 2 version 4. This one is going to be, it has the same song as the first version of the second opening that I went over last time. However, it's got a whole new set of visuals, so let's just delve right into it. So, we're gonna start off with just kind of the zoom in. We got Asta's big sword as well as the other sword. They're the same color scheme as before, where the big sword's in red while the it's like the magic absorption swords in blue. And then we zoom in more closer to its grimoire. We get that cool kind of effect and we kind of zoom out. Now, we get the same scene where we see everybody else's grimoire. Like over here in the corner, we've got what looks like Gordon's grimoire with the poison, I believe. And it's just kind of, these are all the black bowls. There's Charmy's. Most of these, I don't know 100% for certain, but if you notice, they're all going to be lined up in a specific position, and then bam, 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 we get everybody associated with their grimoire. The central one's going to be Yami's. So, as you can see, this is a lot cleaner than the first version, where there wasn't as much color to the grimoires. So that's a really kind of cool detail that you can use as a comparison. But yep, there's everybody in their grimoires. We got Asa kind of looking off to the right, just kind of doing his thing. Also to note, the light in the background kind of shining down at him. He's looking down more towards the darkness. I'm kind of seeing this as more symbolism of, him having to face kind of the doubt that he's experiencing, with his back towards the light. He's kind of going more towards the dark depression side that these openings and endings actually more visualize, unlike in the anime where he's almost always positive. So we kind of see that he does look up, kind of in a way where he's kind of trying to get away from the darkness and trying to absorb the light. Keep in mind that this is also once again on his right side, and if you know from anime, spoilers, I suppose. His right half is what gets controlled by a demon. That's where he takes on his demon form. So that's all cool. Now, what's really cool about this opening is that I think this is the first one that really uses CGI, the really computerized graphics. I know that the first one pretty much does, but this one kind of sets the tone for a lot of how the openings will look, and I'll explain why. You got all the group members kind of standing on what looks like a kind of like the CGI playing field, and they all kind of standing in layers. We've got He's looking off to the left. Green is his color, his kind of attribute, because he's wind. And of course, he's standing with his left side towards the wall. And that's once again more of the symbolism of his elven half being taken over. And once again, the light's coming there. So in a way, you can kind of see, being back to back with Asta. And if you actually notice, he starts off looking straight ahead, because is always pretty much kind of looking forward. But then he starts looking down, and he closes his eyes as he does it. It's not like the looking down like in the first opening where it looks like he's staring at Asta, but instead it's more of a humbling motion, like he's feeling like he's kind of reminiscing on his past. So, and that could also be a reference to his elven side, which is kind of darker. Then we've got Noelle. Once again, the light's coming from the top, and she's looking straight down. You could, I suppose, say that is on this side and is on her left side, our right, and Asa's on the other side. However, just kind of looking at it, you've got Noelle looking down, and then she looks straight up. This kind of is showing like some of her character development where she doesn't feel so depressed very much anymore. This is when she's starting to gain a lot more of her confidence. So she looks straight up at the camera. You've got the light shining on her face. Then we're going to get the images of all the captains. We got Yami, we got Jack, we've got Charlotte, we got Rill, we've got Vengeance, we've got Dorothy, we've got Nozel, we've got Fuegoleon, and then right in the left hand side is that shady purple Orcus dude whose name that I still refuse to remember, but he's there being super shady. And then we've got this shot where we have Zombie Dude along with the rest of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, and the witch that fights in this arc. And then behind them is Lick's eye that is coming up, and it's kind of the same motion that they had in the first version of the OP with his eye just kind of opening up. I'm just gonna back up and just kind of show it. So, yep, there's the zombie dudes. The eye opens and it kind of overshadows, kind of making it show that he's kind of the leader of this group in a way. He's the Eye of the Midnight Sun is what they call the group, and he's looking down at them. Okay, then we've got Noelle again, and she's looking more pensive than the last time. She's kind of showing the doubt that she has within her once again. Then we've got the shot of Leopold, and he's reaching out kind of in his friendly gesture. I'm guessing he's actually reaching out as kind of an acceptance towards Asta. In a way, we've got, after these, in a way, I think that these are all people looking at Asta. Like, if we are Asta, this is how Noelle kind of looks at Asta. In a way, yes. She kind of looks down at him, which is what I'm kind of seeing. She's got kind of like a down look, but she's also has that unsure look about her. So I actually think that she is looking at Asta. And then we've got Leopold also looking at Asta. He's reaching his hand out to like accept him as his rival. We've got Fuegoleon looking serious at Asta, and because Fuegoleon he's just that type of character. He's that one who actually told Noelle, it's alright being weak. It's not alright staying weak. That famous line. Then we've got he started off with his eyes closed, kind of like when we last saw him, and he's opening his eyes up to Asta, kind of, I think, more in an acceptance. And then we've got Asa himself looking at. And if you actually kind of see, once again, the left side of his face, our right is in light. His left side, or his right, our left, is in darkness. So that's just something to keep in mind, They constantly are referencing the demon side. And this is way before they even show the demon. And then, of course, we get bad dude, zombie dude. And zombie dude summons up all of his zombies, so Asta swings his sword and sends them all back. We've got Leopold again. He's smiling, probably, he's just being cool, just being Leopold. He summons up his fire tornadoes out of his fist to take out some more zombies. We've got Noelle summoning her magic, and what you can see that here when she does it, she's got a lot more control than she did in the first version of this song. She's also using a wand, and so her magic is a lot more controlled. And you can even see that after she did it, there's a look of surprise on her face right there. Like she just realized how much power she had, which is kind of cool. She kind of discovers that in this arc a little bit. She starts learning how to control herself. Then we've got Fuegoleon with his back turned, looking at the Crimson Lion symbol, and in a way, this probably foreshadows how he kind of gets hurt towards the end of the arc, how he gets knocked unconscious. But we get a close-up on his face, and he turns, and everything kind of starts going dark around him, really, really emphasizing like the foreshadowing of what's going to happen to him. Then we get the shot of the Golden Dawn, and so we've got pretty much everyone here. kind of an interesting fact that I think I just noticed here is that the people facing right, which is Yuno and the glass guy, I think those guys turn into elves, while everyone else here does not. I might have to be fact checked with that later, but I know for sure Mimosa does not. Which is actually kind of interesting because I always thought that all the Golden Dawn turned into elves, but I might have to relook at that. So then we've got the Silva family with Nozel in the middle, and then the other two whose names I don't care to remember. So there's them, looking all pious. We've got Sol on the left and Charlotte on the right here, just kind of being referenced. And then we've got Charmy, who is briefly in this arc, and this is kind of like the first time her power gets shown off. She summons all those sheep to defeat the witch that Yuna was fighting. So she kind of goes nuts. We've got Yuno holding out his hand, and this could be in several kind of gestures. He could be holding his hand to Asta. He could be holding his hand to Charmy, because Charmy is in love with Yuno. So we got that. We got all the wind effects going around him. And he summons up his grimoire, the 4-leaf clover that you can see there. He opens it up. And this kind of is reference here. You can see like the spirit. That's just kind of reference to the self that lives in his grimoire. So that's really cool. And there she is, up in front protecting him. And then we get the bro fist. Because we always have to have the bro fist. It's a staple in every opening. We get Asta looking up. Or actually, he's not looking up. He's looking... He's not even looking. He's got his eyes closed and his face is half enshadowed. And that's kind of like more of a concentration look. Maybe looking into himself. He opens his grimoire, the 5-leaf, does this really cool swivel foot, and then pulls out his badass sword. So, actually, he pulls out both of his swords. So if you notice, he does that. So the red is the big sword. So he pulls that out. The blue here is the magic absorbing sword. So he pulls both of them out and then does a two-handed swing and opens the book to page whatnot. We still have the Black Clover logo. The poem isn't here, which is kind of interesting. The poem is almost always there, so yep, we get this kind of cool look. So we're going to get a couple really quick page flashes here. So we've got the sylph, which is in green. That's to emphasize, Yuno. And if you see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can even see the 4-leaf clover representing Yuno's grimoire. We've got the Eye of the Midnight Sun symbol here, and it looks like a key. Maybe to show that they're trying to open up that other dimension and whatnot so that the elves can live freely. We've got a quick shot of Nero, super, super quick. Just kind of with Nero peeking her head in, or Secre, whatever you wish. And then we've got the, I think it's the Tree of Life. Basically, all the magic stones get put into this, and this is how they bring back all the elves. So, that's really cool. And then that's the end of the OP. So, I hope that you liked this breakdown. I think next time, I'm going to go over the first version of the third OP for sure. So, I'm super excited. I think my favorite one is so far OP10, and I can't wait to break that one down. However, I gotta go in order. So, I've been the Anime Overanalyst, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.